Buono estente. This week's news was all about Christmas.
Plans are being drawn up to make Christmas as normal as possible.
Senior medical and scientific advisors said they were working on a plan so that families across the UK might be able to celebrate together as close to normal as possible.
We all want some kind of Christmas. We need it. We certainly feel we deserve it.
Let's be honest, he was always going to say Christmas. I mean, he's got no time for other religions, but Christmas, that's fine. Think about it. It's Diwali, stay inside. Ramadan, don't you meet up with each other. It's Christmas. Ding dong merrily on high, fuck everyone but our God. It's true. So, what are the new rules?
Up to 3 households will be allowed to form bubbles and meet indoors for 5 days from the 23rd to the 27th of December.
Presumably that's so Boris can see all his kids. Now, the only snag, it's going to be risky.
There is no point in having a very Merry Christmas and then burying friends and relations in January and February.
This is the dilemma. Have some fun or kill your mum. You know what we need? Zorbs. I'm being serious. Put your nan in a Zorb. We'll have a Christmas meal. She'll have the time of her life going around, happy. If she eats too much, we put her on the wheel. Spin it! Spin it! It's got to be a better idea than this. World Health Organization suggests swapping Christmas dinner for COVID-friendly picnic in the park. A picnic in December? What did I get for Christmas? Nipples like bullets and a shriveled cock. It's madness. We'll look like this. Not only that, for 5 days of Christmas to happen, we'll need another month in lockdown. Another month. I'll say this now. If that happens, nobody is doing dry January. You having a break? Am I? Bollocks. I'm doing furlough and Merlot. We won't be off the booze, we'll be swimming in it. Our bathwater will look like it's been touched by Jesus. Dry January, it's going to be so wet, Cardi B will do a song about it. And it turns out we won't just be drinking. Lockdowns have made us freaky. 52% of millennials have finally brought out their fetish or kink to their partner during lockdown, which is a weird reaction, isn't it? Can't get my hair cut, I'll go to the pub. I suppose you fancy dressing up as Judi Dench and pissing on my feet. Just an idea. Here's the best bit. 45% of those actually ended up trying it out, which means that 7% went absolutely not. How lonely must they have felt? Think of the pervert, dressed as a duck, Henry the Hoover up his arse. What do you mean, no? You see, you said talk fantasies. I pissed all over your feet dressed as Judi Dench and you won't throw bread at me. Now, talking of lonely, have you seen the plans for Scotland?
People in Scotland have been warned to prepare for a digital Christmas and told that hopes of a normal Christmas are fiction this year.
Oof, that'll be a bleak Christmas morning. Come on, kids, open your emails. What's on your laptop? Live Jasmine? Close it. Christmas through... And it's a bigger laugh from some of you than others. Christmas through video calls. Let's hope this lady's better prepared.
Og Annie had the win.
Did she? Oh, God.
Nan, she's on FaceTime.
All right.
Say hiya.
Hiya. She's a nice wee
It's a wee boy.
Oh.
It's not just the Scottish, even Santa's gone virtual.
Santas have taken the government advice and upskilled during the pandemic. With grottos closed, many this year will become Cyber Santas.
Cyber Santas? That's going to be a disaster. Merry fucking Christmas! Gotta go. Me and Mrs. Claus have got something special planned. It gets stranger. Good Morning Britain interviewed a scientist who critiqued Santa's health.
Santa Claus, of course, travels all around the world. So is he at risk of transmitting the virus really right around the world? And is there risk for Santa Claus himself? Because he's not exactly thin. In fact, if he were having a medical exam, he would be considered to be clinically obese.
Here's something else they'd find out if they did a medical exam. He's not fucking real. What next? The elves have got knob rot? Unbelievably, Santa hit back.
Oh, and just for the record, I don't have type 2 diabetes.
'Cause you're not fucking real. How is this on telly? Who is switching on the news going, oh, I wonder if Santa's got diabetes. Do you know what I mean? I'm just worried about his underlying health issues. No one. Certainly not kids. Children have got bigger problems.
Okay, Theo, get it, get it. Get it, Theo, get it.
It's like humanity trying to deal with 2020, isn't it? Just go! Now, in other news, the vaccines are flying in.
More promising news on a COVID vaccine that could protect even the most vulnerable in society.
A vaccine developed by Oxford University has been shown to be up to 90% effective in trials.
It means there are now 3 COVID vaccines which could be approved next month.
Amazing. Matt Hancock was so excited he turned into a poet.
We can see the candle of hope, and we must do all that we can to nurture its flame.
Nurture the flame, cuddle the candle. He's turned into Wordsworth. It's ridiculous. I've got a poem for you. There was a health secretary called Matt, who COVID he tried to combat. He gave jobs to his mates, bought masks at bad rates. Now everyone thinks he's a twat. Yeah, that's right. It's not just poetry. He came up with a hip new nickname for Jonathan Van Tam.
This is an incredibly important question, and I'm going to ask JVT to comment. If I can hand over to JVT. I just want to correct you, JVT. Thanks. I'll take the first and hand the second to you, JVT. JVT. Thanks very much, JVT, for cheering us all up.
He's called JVT. Yeah, you know he. He's my BFF. Jay, what's the nickname you got for me? Tell him. Cunt. Next slide, please. He didn't say cunt earlier. Made me look like a real dick there, Jonathan. The reason we're seeing more of Matt Hancock was because of this.
And I've got to self-isolate because somebody I was in contact with a few days ago has developed COVID.
Again? What's he been doing, licking door handles? Luckily, Boris was still giving out tips.
Don't forget, hands, face, space.
Which is great advice, none of which he followed in this photo. That bloke's got COVID and Boris clearly not 2 metres away. You think I'm shocked? Jeremy Vine analysed it like it was VAR.
So we know that the Prime Minister is 5'7", which is 175 centimetres. So that is the fixed distance in the photo. But let's take the arrow and move it down there. So we see 175 takes us either side of their feet. So on the face of it, it looks like they're a bit close. In fact, if you actually go at the closest point, the arms, how close is that? Let's have a look. The answer is half a metre, 1'7". But I'm wondering if that's fair, because your elbows don't breathe.
Your elbows don't breathe. He's having a breakdown. Any other scientific insights?
So actually, what I think we've got to do is we've got to measure tie knot to tie knot. So where their mouths are, effectively.
Holy shit, he's measuring a TV with a tape measure.
Using Boris Johnson's height, I can tell you from tie knot to tie knot, it's 1'18".
And I can tell you, you need to sit down. Incredibly, he wasn't finished.
Well, why is the window closed? You've got to throw... It's a sash window, whack it open. If this fella has to bring a coat in, so what?
So what? Open the window! Let your elbows breathe! I love Jeremy Vine. Do you know why? Because he is a journalist who's not afraid to ask the questions that really matter.
I think we really need to ask an important question. Is chess sexy?
A broadcaster that deals with the big issues.
Is it right to remove church pews to help the obese?
A man who's not afraid to interrupt his own show to tell sweet stories about reptiles.
Well, there was a guy in Malaysia a couple of years ago, found a 12-foot python, sleeping, decided to take it home on his motorbike. The only way he could carry it was wrapped around his body. I mean, you know what happens next.
Suffocates.
He didn't. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He was eaten at the roadside.
Thanks, Jeremy. Now, over in America, it's all kicking off.
This morning, alarming COVID numbers all across the country.
250,000. The number of people who, according to NBC News tracking, have now died in this country from the virus.
We now know more than 19,000 people have died just this month alone.
So, what's the president doing about it?
Yesterday, as world leaders discussed pandemic preparedness, Mr. Trump hit the golf course.
Turns out MAGA stands for massive arsehole golfing again. And it was his own course. That is insane. You tell me nobody broke in and took a dump? Come on. Even the animals are getting involved. Those holes will be full of more shit than Fox News. Listen to their idea for naming the vaccine.
Why not name the vaccine the Trump?
For the same reason we don't name hospitals the Shipman. Trump had nothing to do with it. He was telling people to inject bleach. And to be honest, they can call it what they like. Some people won't take it. Like this preacher. He's got something more powerful to protect him.
I don't have the coronavirus. I'm not going to get the coronavirus. I'm not going to give anybody the coronavirus because I can't get it because I've talked to God about it and I've taken my vaccine and my vaccine is Psalm 91. I am free from that mess.
So what happened? He caught it. Now, elsewhere this week, Trump's lawyer was banging on about election fraud.
Rudy Giuliani held an extraordinary news conference making unsubstantiated claims of fraud.
It was pure spectacle, filled with unsubstantiated claims and wild conspiracy theories, none of which were supported with a single shred of evidence.
Damn right, some of his claims were insane.
You know, we use largely a Venezuelan voting machine, in essence, to count our vote. We let this happen, we're going to become Venezuela.
What? Just because you use something to vote, you don't turn into it. After the last election, I didn't become a fucking pencil. You coming out tonight? Nah, I had a cup of tea, now I'm a kettle. There's more. He says he's got written evidence from people who saw election fraud.
I can't give you all these affidavits because if I do, these people will be harassed, they'll be threatened. We have 100 more of these. I can't show them to you.
I can't show them to you, but there's hundreds. Yeah, and I bet they all look like this. To be honest, it didn't matter what he said. People were concentrating on what was running down his face.
You got a federal judge overseeing the election. This is old Chicago days. Will you be asking that in Georgia, where you have the two Senate races to have the...
He's leaking Bovril. The photos are even worse. That's not hair dye. That's the shit dripping from his brains. There's more. Did you see what he was doing with his tissue?
Yo, takes out the handkerchief, blowing his nose, takes it booger side in, smears his hands all over it, wipes it into his lips, all over his face!
Dirty bastard! It's hands, face, space, not hanky, manky, skanky. If he's getting so hot he needs a hanky, he should listen to this guy.
It's a sash window, whack it open.
Oh, in case you're wondering, Jeremy did have an answer for you.
You take the Queen and you slide her diagonally and bang, checkmate. In 4 moves? Yes, that's why chess is sexy.
Dig a dang.